Good day, Lightsaber Addicts. Today is Trivia Tuesday. See how many you can get and let me know in the comments below. According to Obi-Wan Kenobi, how high was Anakin Skywalker's midi-chlorian count? Off the chart. What was the first type of ship Darth Vader destroyed during the first Death Star battle? A Y-Wing. Who retrieves C-3PO's head in the Battle of Geonosis? R2-D2. What noise prompted C-3PO to wander off in Cloud City? The whistle of an R2 unit. What convinced Luke to turn off his targeting computer in the Death Star's trench? Obi-Wan's voice. To whom did Qui-Gon sell Anakin's pod racer after Anakin won the Bunta Eve Classic pod race? Sebulba. Who lifted Luke's X-Wing from the swamp? Yoda. What droid repaired the shield generator on Queen Amidala's royal starship? R2-D2. What's the first movie in which Luke refers to Darth Vader as Father? The Empire Strikes Back. Whose lightsaber skills were second to none on the Jedi Council? Yoda. What planet is Anchorhead found on? Tatooine. What type of droid was Anakin Skywalker building to help his mother? A protocol droid. What color was Qui-Gon Jinn's lightsaber blade? Green. To which prison camp were Queen Amidala and her party sentenced when the droid army invaded Naboo? Camp 4. Who gave the order, "Pull up, all craft, pull up," during the second Death Star battle? Lando Calrissian. Who has 9 forward viewpoints on the bridge of their flagship? Darth Vader. Whose transmission to Queen Amidala was interrupted when the Trade Federation blocked all communications to Naboo? Senator Palpatine. Whose first words in The Empire Strikes Back were, "Don't try to blame me"? C-3PO's. Who's the big city to residents on Tatooine? Mos Eisley. According to Anakin Skywalker, where do angels live? The moons of Iago. Whose passage down the Sarlacc's throat caused the creature to emit a satisfied belch? Boba Fett's. What actor played Biggs Darklighter? Garrick Hagon. Why did the Trade Federation stop all shipping to the planet of Naboo? To boycott the taxation of trade routes. What, according to Watto, wasn't worth trading 2 slaves? A pod racer. Why did the Jedi and Queen Amidala have to land on Tatooine? Their hyperdrive engine had been damaged. How wide was the target area the rebel pilots had to fire at when attacking the Death Star? 2 meters. Who reassured Luke that there was nothing he could have done to prevent Obi-Wan's death? Princess Leia. What did Master Yoda tell Obi-Wan Kenobi that he should be mindful of? The future. What was described as the fastest ship in the Rebel Alliance fleet? The Millennium Falcon. Who said, "There'll be no escape for the princess this time"? C-3PO. What is the predominant environment of Dagobah? Swamps. Who said, "Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope"? Princess Leia. Who said, "I find your lack of faith disturbing"? Darth Vader. Where did the exhaust port the rebel pilots had to target lead directly to? The reactor system. What ship did Padme Amidala take to Mustafar? A Naboo star skiff. What ship did Bail Organa take to find Master Yoda? The Tanative 4. Who did C-3PO describe as an impossible man? Han Solo. What actor played C-3PO? Anthony Daniels. Who insisted the son of Skywalker must not become a Jedi? The Emperor. Who was the secret force behind the Trade Federation's blockade of Naboo? Darth Sidious. What was Darth Vader seduced by, according to Obi-Wan Kenobi? The dark side of the Force. What did Jar Jar Binks owe Qui-Gon Jinn after Jinn rescued him from the Trade Federation invasion of Naboo? A life debt. What rebel leader was the first character to describe Endor as the Forest Moon? Admiral Akbar. Why did Chancellor Valorum send Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi to Naboo? To settle a trade dispute. Who advised R2-D2 on his holoboard game moves? C-3PO. How old was Mace Windu during the Battle of Naboo? "40 years old." What was Han addressing when he exclaimed, "You hear me, baby? Hold together." The Millennium Falcon. Who exclaimed, "At last we will have revenge"? Darth Maul. What color are the hyperdrive levers on the Millennium Falcon? Silver. What did the Ewoks use as drums during their victory celebration? Stormtrooper helmets. Who said, "I will be Chancellor"? Senator Palpatine. Who was the reigning champion of the Bunta Eve Classic Pod Race until Anakin Skywalker won? Sebulba. Who was the oldest member of the Jedi Council at the time of the Battle of Naboo? Yoda. Who did Vader inform, "I am altering the deal. Pray, I don't alter it any further"? Lando Calrissian. When speaking before the Senate on Coruscant, what action did Queen Amidala move for a vote on? No confidence in Chancellor Valorum. Who nodded respectfully to the disguised Princess Leia following her successful bounty negotiations with Jabba? Boba Fett. On which planet did Obi-Wan Kenobi and Qui-Gon Jinn first form a connection? Bandomir. What planet did Luke assure R2-D2 was perfectly safe for droids? Dagobah. How many horns protruded from the heads of Jabba's Gamorrean guards? 2. Which major character died by falling down a core shaft? The Emperor, Darth Sidious. How old was Anakin Skywalker when Qui-Gon Jinn and Padme Amidala happened into Watto's junkyard? 9. What emotion did the Emperor say was swelling in Luke? Hate. When working as a waiter at a party in Boss Nass's mansion, what did Jar Jar Binks do? He flooded Boss Nass's mansion. What did Queen Amidala do as a security measure whenever she was in public? She disguised herself as one of her handmaidens. Who told Luke he'd suffer his father's fate if he failed to take the Emperor seriously? Yoda. What did Luke toss aside before he was attacked by the Emperor? His lightsaber. Over how many centuries had Yoda been alive at the time of the Battle of Naboo? 800. What was Han inside of when he observed, "One thing's for sure, we're all going to be a lot thinner"? A trash compactor. Which of Queen Amidala's handmaidens was chosen to act as her decoy? Sabe. Which hand did Leia use to hold her blaster? The right. How old was Anakin's friend Seek at the time of the Bunta Eve Classic pod race of Tatooine? 10. Who tossed 3 stormtroopers over the edge of the carbon freeze platform? Chewbacca. What duo traveled to the Dagobah system? Luke and R2-D2. Who presided over the Bunta Eve Classic pod race? Jabba the Hutt. What year saw the U.S. theatrical release of The Empire Strikes Back? 1980. What was Jabba's species? Hutt. Who's the first character Ben Kenobi speaks to in Star Wars: A New Hope? R2-D2. What was Jar Jar Binks' species? Gungan. What was Darth Maul's species? Herodian Zabrak. How many fingers do the Gungans have on each hand? 4. Who took out the first biker scout during the speeder bike chase? Luke Skywalker. What courageous act did Anakin perform in the Battle of Naboo? He destroyed the main reactor of the droid control ship. What Imperial leader met his maker shortly asking "Evacuate" in our moment of triumph? Grand Moff Tarkin. What was Obi-Wan Kenobi's final promise to Qui-Gon Jinn? To train Anakin Skywalker. What was Han told would freeze before he even reached the first marker? His Tauntaun. Who said, "Feel, don't think, trust your instincts"? Qui-Gon Jinn. Who is the first character Luke speaks to in Star Wars: A New Hope? Baru Lars. What shocking discovery did Padme make upon landing on Tatooine and visiting Mos Espa? That slavery still existed in the galaxy. What character was told, "You certainly have a way with people"? Han Solo. Anakin had a very special ability that made him a very important worker in Watto's shop. What was it? He was very mechanically inclined. What was protected by a ground-based energy shield? The second Death Star. What was Supreme Chancellor Valorum's first name? Finis. What rebel pilot was portrayed by William Hawkins? Porkins. What was Jar Jar Binks' species? Gungan. How many towers does the Jedi Temple have? 5. Which area of Mos Espa was Anakin and Shmi Skywalker's hovel located? Slave Quarters Row. Who grew tired of being called names like overgrown mophead? Chewbacca. What makes Naboo a unique planet? Its core is a honeycomb of caves and tunnels. Who disabled the lightning system on Jabba the Hutt's sail barge? Princess Leia. How many rebel starfighters did an Imperial officer claim were attacking the Death Star? 30. What did Darth Maul use to locate Qui-Gon Jinn on Tatooine? Probe droids. Where do most of the crack fighter pilots in Mos Eisley hang out? The cantina. What Hoth creatures have white fur, powerful muscles, and extremely sharp teeth? Wampas. What type of weapon did Darth Maul's speed speeder contain? None. What does the Republic cruiser's red color signify? It's politically neutral. What weapons did the Ewoks use for their surprise attack on the stormtroopers? Bows and arrows. Who destroyed the first Imperial scout walker on Endor? Chewbacca. Who felt his presence was endangering the Endor mission? Luke Skywalker. Who did Darth Vader think was missing from a consular ship? The ambassador. What were Han Solo's last words to Luke Skywalker before the Battle of Yavin? May the Force be with you. What did Owen Lars tell C-3PO to do? Shut up. How did C-3PO address Han Solo during the mission to Endor? General Solo. Who predicted that Luke Skywalker would soon be one of us? The Emperor. Who killed the Emperor? Darth Vader. Where did the Emperor order the Imperial fleet sent prior to the Second Death Star battle? The far side of Endor. Who covered Biggs while he destroyed a deflection tower on the Death Star's surface? Porkins. According to C-3PO, in how many locations was the tractor beam coupled to the main reactor on the Death Star? 7. What word did Grand Moff Tarkin receive about the Imperial Senate? The Emperor had dissolved it. Who destroyed the first Death Star? Luke Skywalker. What did Luke use to distract Vader while he retrieved his lightsaber in Cloud City? A hose. Which hand did Luke lose in his lightsaber duel with Darth Vader? The right one. What color was Obi-Wan Kenobi's lightsaber blade? Blue. Who said, "From here you'll witness the final destruction of the Alliance"? The Emperor. How did Qui-Gon Jinn propose to raise the money to purchase the replacement hyperdrive needed to leave the planet? Betting on Anakin in the pod race. What type of ground vehicle was shown pulling up to the Endor landing platform? An Imperial Walker. What did Master Yoda tell Obi-Wan Kenobi that he should be mindful of? The future. Who did Luke tell, "Take care of yourself," just before the Battle of Hoth? Chewbacca. What makes Darth Maul's Sith infiltrator unique among small spacecraft? It contains a cloaking device. How many rats were seen crawling in Jabba the Hutt's dungeon window? 3. How did Anakin Skywalker's air scoops act on his pod racer? As steering brakes. Who was sitting immediately behind Luke Skywalker when Luke's land speeder entered Mos Eisley? C-3PO. What ruler of Naboo did Queen Amidala replace? King Varuna. Who dismissed Luke's mental powers as an old Jedi mind trick? Jabba the Hutt. What was so special about the fact that Anakin participated in pod races? He was the only human who can do it.